Hi there, Richard here from Dublin on the east coast of Ireland. I'm an outdoor photographer, and if you're new to the channel, hi, and if you're one of my subscribers, well, welcome back. Look at, I'm here in wonderful Iceland. This is the second video I'm going to do on this location. There's been so many places to go to, I couldn't squeeze them all into one video. So let's get rock and rolling, let's get started on this second video. Well, back at the start of July this year, I headed off to Iceland for 7 nights, and 5 of those nights were spent for photography workshop with Mr. Gavin Hardcastle, aka Fototripper, and it was a fantastic trip. Really enjoyed it and got to see so many wonderful sights. This is the second video. The first video I'll link in the description, and I'll throw a link at the end of this video. For the entirety of the workshop, we based ourselves out of Vík, which is a small town on the south of the island, and it's a really great location. It's very central to all of the sites that you would like to shoot on the south of the island. So I based myself in a camper van on a campsite, so I was traveling to and from all the locations in a camper van, and it worked out really well. So the first location we're going to look at here is the wonderful Brúarfoss, and it's absolutely stunning river. It's about 2 hours, just over 2 hours drive from Vík, and it's really amazing sight. The colours in the water are something to behold. But to get there, it's, like I said, about 2 hours, and the last, say, 10 minutes of that drive, you are going down about a gravel track. It's about 3 kilometres of gravel track, so I want to make sure you have a vehicle that's okay with driving on a bit of gravel. And there is parking right about 5 minutes from the actual waterfall or a river. It's very convenient. Worth noting though, with the parking here, it's monitored parking. There's cameras there, so it doesn't matter what time of the day you got in there, you want to make sure to pay the fees. And if you forget, like I did in this particular location, you will get a fine. Like I did, it cost me about 40 euros when I came home, so just be aware of that. Well, here I am at yet another amazing waterfall. I'm not going to pronounce the names. Kvernufoss. I'm just butchering them, they're impossible, but I'll stick it up on the screen. I'm sure many of you have seen it before, but this place is stunning. It's about 5 in the morning now. This is a long day, and this is the piece de resistance. I absolutely love it. The light's amazing, the colour of the water is fantastic. I just love taking shots today. I could stay here all day, and I'm going to stay here quite a while actually, but I've show you briefly what I've done here. I framed up this one. I'm underneath the bridge, and yeah, I'm just taking that's my composition there, and I'm shooting it at different exposures, and just my exposures like this, and seeing what I can get. I might have to blend them together, but like I said, I'm really blown away by this place. It's just stunning. I'm shooting with a wide angle. I might just switch it out in a while just to see what else I can pick out details, but I think it's real wide angle territory here, so yeah, happy man. So this shot here is at obviously 35mm, and I deliberately left out the clouds and the sky and the mountains and the vegetation around the outside of the frame, because they were all a bit dark and grey, and it just really wasn't too much. I really wanted just to focus on the water flow over the rocks and just try and get that turquoise colour of the water in, and just to show the scale of this river. And yeah, I quite like it. So I actually prefer this second shot. It's going in at 170mm and picking out some more detail of the massive water flow here, and again you've got that turquoise water at the top of the frame there, and yeah, I just prefer this shot, and there's lots and lots of opportunities to pick out detail at this location. The next location here is the wonderful Háifoss Waterfalls and Canyons. It's about 2.5 hours drive from Vík. An incredible location, again a place that I had seen many times before I arrived in Iceland, so it was really great to see it in person. Well, here I am, yet another wonderful waterfall, Háifoss Waterfall, and it's, as you can see, it's another epic waterfall. We have a main one coming down here with a smaller one and another one over here, and it's just a fantastic plume of water, mist coming off the bottom of this waterfall. Absolutely stunning. So again, we're here about 11 at night and we got a bit of light in the sky and took a lot of shots with wide angle. Couple went closer with my 50 to 400 on the couple, but I think the wide angle ones work better. But absolutely stunning here, love it. Bit of a hike to get here. It's a gravel road for about 10k, so bear that in mind if you're coming here. You have a vehicle that's worthy of it. I was coming in a camper van, so it was a little bit bumpy, but there's a car park literally right beside it, so once you get here, it's 2 minutes down to the waterfall. Fantastic, mind is blown, love it. Well, here we go. I really love this shot. I wouldn't say it's super unique. It's from a vantage point that many people use, but it was great to get it for myself. And we obviously have the setting sun there, the main waterfall with this lovely mist coming off it. And then the secondary waterfalls to the right. There's actually 2 or 3 other waterfalls. There's many actually small waterfalls once you start scanning the canyon. But yeah, cracking view, and I love this image. I love the clouds. I love the crashing water, and yeah, really happy with that. The whole time I was at Háifoss, I was aware of just a really stunning mountain formation behind us, and I had these cracking clouds that were being lit up by the evening light, and I had to shoot them. So obviously I got this, it's like a 4 or 5 shot pano, and I really love this shot. I just love the massive cloud settling over the mountain and the light shining on it. And yeah, I really love it. So this is really with my back to the waterfalls. It was about 200 or 300 meters away, kind of hiked over to get like a plain flat area so I could get a good shot of the mountain and the clouds. So just as I'm walking back from Háifoss Waterfall there, I'm just taking over the trip so far, and like really what a wonderful thing it is to be active at night time here in Iceland. It's such a big difference. All of these fantastic locations we get to, they're having all to yourself. Like, I mean, there's nobody else here. Like, it's 12 o'clock nearly coming back here, and as you can see how bright it is out still, and yet there's nobody here, everyone's in bed. So I know it's tough to get acclimatized or to get used to the time changes, but if you are planning the trip here for photography for like a week or so, strongly consider, making the decision to be active from like, 8-9 o'clock in the evening until, the small hours in the morning till 5 in the morning. And with a lot of traveling, all the sites you get to, you have them all to yourself, and the light is fantastic, or it's your best chance of good light anywho. And we've been blessed so far. We've had clear days, which isn't exactly ideal. At the time we're hoping to get a bit of cloud and a bit, to light up the sky, but at the same time we're not being lashed on, but with rain. So really do consider taking the hard step of, staying up all night. You'll be really tired for the first day, not so tired in the second day. By third day you get used to it, So just a tip. Well, this location is Reynisfjara Viewpoint, overlooking the really famous Black Beach there near Vík. It's only about 15 minutes drive from Vík to the viewpoint, and it's up quite a steep hill, and there's great parking, toilets, showers, the works there, so handy to get to, and it was a good spot. It was actually our first location we hit up on our first night. Well, this is my very first encounter with puffins in all these years, and I've had to come all the way to Iceland to see them, and these guys are just stunning. They're just hanging out here in the grass. This stunning backdrop here, Reynisfjara Beach, I believe it's called, but just fantastic. So I'm taking a few shots of the birds because I just think they're amazing, and I'm using the sea stacks in the background and the cliffs. I'm trying to get them all in the frame as well, just to make something interesting. And yeah, this is a stunning location. So let's get a few shots of these. My shot of the puffin here, I don't think I'll win any national or international wildlife awards for it, but that's okay. It's my first shot of a puffin, and I'm really, really happy with it. I just love looking at this little guy sitting here on this beside his little hole in the ground, enjoying the view. And this shot here, I've tried to incorporate the sea stacks. They're really well known and famous sea stacks on the beach. But again, I had to include the puffins because, to tell you the truth, for me, the location was all about the puffins. I mean, the sea stacks were impressive to see, and I took many shots of them. But from a story point of view, for something I think really captures the location for me, was these birds and just the way they were so happy just living their life on that little perch, surrounded by photographers taking photographs of themselves and the sea stacks. So it's really cool little lighthouse here behind me, and again with the rain and the mist, you're actually catching the beams of light coming out even in the daytime, lighting up the rain, and it looks cracking. So took a bunch of shots. Hopefully one of them caught the beams and turned out well. But yeah, lovely little lighthouse on a lovely little headland here. The lighthouse is located just a couple of minutes away from the previous location, and yeah, really, really happy with this one as well. I just was so happy to get there and see the way the beams were being caught in the rain, and I had to take a shot at it, and I think it turned out well. I just always love a shot of a lighthouse. Does it for me, and this one here is pretty good. I just, like I said, love that beam. I got this one on the way out of the lighthouse location. When we were driving to the next location, it was just a few minutes away, and I had to stop the van, jump out, and quickly grab this. I just love the reflections going on in the water and the clouds in the background, and then you've got this mist rolling on the hills there in the right of frame and a bit of light breaking through the clouds. I just think it makes for a nice composition. So this next location, unfortunately, is unpronounceable for me. I've listened to it and I can't even repeat it. Fjaðrárgljúfur, and that's nowhere near the right pronunciation, but I'll stick it up on the screen there anyway. It's 50-minute drive from Vík, and it's a stunning canyon with waterfalls falling down the sides of the canyon. About 20-minute uphill hike to the canyon from the car park, and again it's paid parking and a stunning location. Well, here I am on day 2 of my trip around Iceland, and I'm in another amazing location. I'm not going to try and say names anymore, they're just impossible, so I'll stick it up on the screen somewhere here. But yeah, this is stunning. It's a waterfall here, and in the canyon there's like a ravine or a canyon, and the river's flowing through it. It's coming in from all directions, so it's absolutely stunning. It's about 9 o'clock evening time here, so we got a lovely colour in the sky and the sunset. So obviously shooting wide here from the different vantage points on this platform that they've kindly installed. You can get some cracking shots. So took a few shots. We'll see how they turn out, but yeah, it's just absolutely amazing location. And like I said, there's a platform built here which looks like a recent addition, and up until recently you were able to walk out onto the cliff face there, which probably would have been great for getting some shots, but it's not something I would have done. But anywho, yeah, great spot, lovely location. Well, I got this shot from the viewing platform at the top of the hike, and I really like it, just looking down into the canyon, and obviously you've got this beautiful waterfall flowing into it, and then you have a smaller stream at the bottom of the image there that also joins the river at the base, and you've got lovely greens and a bit of light in the sky, and I really like this shot. There are shots to the left of frame here where you can get a shot of a different waterfall, but I just prefer this composition. After hiking down from the platform, and I threw my gear into the car and then turned around, and of course the sky was lighting up. So I really grabbed my camera and ran to a bridge, just a short little bridge there where you can get this lovely shot looking down the canyon. But unfortunately, I didn't bring my tripod, so I had to shoot this at very high ISO and quite a fast shutter speed. And as a result, there was quite a lot of noise in the image. I mean, it was sharp, but it was noisy, and I had to denoise it a lot and bump the shadows. So lovely composition, and the sky is nice. So again, if you're at this location, the bridge near the car park is a really good spot if you're getting, it's the sky lit up. Well, this next location is the Thorsmork region of southern Iceland. So it's kind of slightly to the north of Vík, and this particular location is about a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes drive from Vík, and you will need 4-wheel drive to get here. It's on the way to a place called Tackgill, like a very famous camping site located near the area. So if you're driving that direction, you will hit up this location, and I've tried to show it as best I can on the map. So I'm in yet another stunning location here, Þórsmörk region of Iceland, and it's beautiful. It's this mossy grassland, rocky landscape with amazing structures and views for miles and miles, and yeah, it's far nicer than I even thought it could be. So it's a 4x4 to get up here. Luckily enough, there was a few 4x4s in the party, and we managed to get up here, and it's about 4 in the morning, and we have the place to ourselves, and it's just compositions left, right and centre. So I'm just lining up this one here. It's looking pretty good in the back of the camera. Yeah, so I'm just kind of focus stacking here. Sorry, I'll just show you. Focus stacking close here, and then further on, and then to the back frame. Now, whether I need to do that or not, I don't know. But it's better safe than sorry. But yeah, this landscape is epic. It really is. Wow. So the sun is just coming up over a mountain behind me, and it's lighting up this whole area in front of the camera here, and to make it even better, there's a bird sitting on the top of that little peak there. So I'm just firing off shot after shot and focusing on the top of that peak, and yeah, it's just stay here all day doing this. This image isn't exactly the one that I had framed up in the video there. I took a few more and actually prefer this one, mainly because I have included the road snaking out there on the right of frame, whereas the previous image I had that cut off, and it was really bugging me during the edit. So I was delighted I took a few more, including the kind of whole curve of the road. And again, the light really lit up these rocks beautifully, and the mossy grass. This grass was so soft, or it was moss. It was the softest moss. And obviously, when you're in this location, you have to be super careful to only really walk on the rocky areas or any bits that had already been walked on. You know, I definitely don't want to be walking on fresh, undisturbed moss, because you'd absolutely ruin it. But yeah, I love this image. From the same location, facing the other way, I got this shot with the long lens of this like, I can only describe it as an inland island that I had been seeing really several times throughout the trip, because there's a road, the ring road at the base of it, and it's just a real unusual feature in the land. It's sitting in this massive like river delta, and I think it just, you know, it looks great here with the lovely evening light in the back, and in the foreground there we've got some sheep grazing in the fields. Again, has an unpronounceable name. Really piqued my interest, and I like this shot. Heading on to the Kvernufoss Waterfall, which is only a half an hour's drive from Vic. As waterfalls in Iceland go, it's smaller, but it's still extremely tall, and it's in like a cauldron of at the base of a valley, so you can actually walk in behind the waterfall here. It's easy access, parking there, again paid parking, and the waterfall's probably about a 10 or 15 minute walk from the parking. Well, here I am at yet another waterfall in a different location. I'll put the name on the screen now. I've stopped trying to even pronounce these places, but this one's cracking because you can get really close into the base of the falls here, and just listen to the roar of it. So I'm perched up here on a rock. Obviously there's the top of the falls. I'm located on a rock here, and the water's flowing down around me. And I'm just, again, wide angle, trying to get, there's an interesting rock here which I'm trying to get into frame, and obviously the waterfall in frame, and get some of the greens going, that's going into mosses and flowers here. So yeah, absolutely stunning location. It's a real cauldron, and like everything on this trip, we have the place to ourselves because we're here at like crazy hours. So I love it. Hopefully I get something decent, and if I do, I'll throw it up on the screen. I think this shot really captures the scene pretty well there. You can see obviously the dramatic waterfall and the sheer cliffs on either side of it. I had tried to make a feature of this rock on the bottom right of the frame, And I like it, but it kind of lacks a bit of separation, the top of the rock from the green grasses behind. So, maybe could have done a bit more work there. I'm not sure how it could have got to separate more. But overall, nice image. I think the sky was a bit dull at this stage, so it wasn't really much happening in the sky. These next few shots were all taken in Vik, which is about 2.5 hours east of Reykjavik. If you head out along the ring road, you can't miss it. And this was on after the final photo shoot of our trip. I just wandered down to the beach to grab a few shots on my own. Well, it's about 11 in the evening and I'm down on the beach here in Vik, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful evening. There's some amazing clouds in the background. It's nestling in behind these amazing rock formations in the water, and then just to top it all off, you have the moon there as well. So stunning location. And for my final night here in Iceland, it's really, really beautiful. So look, I took a few shots using the long lens, and hopefully one or two of them came out nice, but it's an amazing sight. And apparently there's a whale out there somewhere as well. Somebody has just told me, so wouldn't that be awesome even just to see it? But cracking location, and I really, really think it's awesome. It was really a stunning evening on the beach at Vik, and on the approach to the beach I got this shot which I just really, really love. Shot it at 90mm, and obviously you've got the mist lifting off the sea, and then you've got the lovely purple flowers in the foreground with the sea stacks in the midground, and then just to top it off you've got the moon at the top of the frame and just those cliffs to the right and the clouds. And just for me it had so much going, and I really, really liked this shot. And on the way back from the beach to the campground, I just twigged some of the local houses there, and this is a very typical sort of house you would see around the Vic area, and I just thought at 400mm, you've got lovely layering going on in the background with the clouds and the mist and the mountains and the snow on the mountains, and then obviously the house perched on a little hill there, and yeah, I just think it's a square crop there. I think it looks quite good. And again, in Vic, there's this church on the hill, which is a very sort of common sort of style church in Iceland, and I really, really love it from the distance here with the towering hill slash mountain in the background. And I just love the kind of isolation of it and the sense of scale that the church and the mountain is giving you. And yeah, I like this shot as well. Well, the final night before I had to fly out the next day was spent in Reykjavik, so luckily enough, this gave me some time to nosy around the town and have a look at some of the lovely sights. So this is the National Concert Hall in Reykjavik, and it's absolutely stunning building. By far the most amazing building I've seen in Iceland, and really one of the greatest modern concert halls I've ever seen. It's just an amazing mix of glass and steel and geometry, and I love the concrete. It's just all masked, this black mask concrete. I suppose it's to reflect like the volcanic black beaches and the volcanic ash that you see on the island, and it's just absolutely stunning. There's mirrored ceilings up here above us, and it's just all concrete stairs and glass, and then this incredible facade here. It's just an unbelievable building, and it'll be some venue for a concert. So look, I took a few shots wide angle obviously, and tried to catch some of the reflections and the leading lines and the glass and the light, both internally and externally. And yeah, hopefully I got something. But right away, man, if you're in Reykjavik, check this place out. It's just stunning. Wow. Well, here we have the external view of the National Concert Hall in Reykjavik, and I think you'll agree it's a cracking looking building. So I cropped this to 16:9, and yeah, I just love all the glass and the steel facade, and you know, the contrast there with the blue sky, and yeah, I just had to shoot it, and I really like it. An internal view here of the National Concert Hall, and again, it's such an impressive building in the inside. It's probably even more impressive than it is on the outside. I just loved all of the levels, all of the glass and the mirrored ceiling, and this black concrete that they used in all the structural concrete on the wall. It's just a fantastic material. And yeah, I tried to, you know, use the stair rail there as a leading line, and catch as much reflections as possible. So yeah, it's just a great interior. I could have taken photos in there all day long, to tell you the truth. Yeah, this is the famous Rainbow Street in Reykjavik, with the cathedral at the end. Yeah, pretty cool. Like a shot or two. I don't know if it's going to be anything amazing. Because I only brought my wide angle with me. I didn't bring my zoom. Not sure. I'll get a few shots anyway. But yeah, really nice area. Lots of bars, lots of restaurants, lots of shops. All in all, you can't complain, can you? I shall be visiting the bar and restaurants fairly soon for something to eat and 1 or 2 pints of IPA. Hopefully my bank balance can take the hit. But yeah, this is really, really, really nice. This is the famous cathedral in Reykjavik that I've seen so many times, and I've seen it shot so many times. So obviously I had to take my own shot. So really, portrait for me was the only way to go here, and I converted it to black and white because it was quite a grey sort of day out, and then obviously the church itself is quite grey. So I think the black and white provides a bit of contrast there, and you've got the lovely designs on the foreground there on the pavement, kind of leading you in towards the church. So yeah, no, it's good to get a shot of it, and yeah, impressive building. So this is the end of my journey here in Iceland. I've had such a wonderful time. It's been a dream come true to come here. My only regret is I haven't come here sooner. It's just such an amazing, amazing country, and I really, really want to come back here again. Really want to come back here again someday. But I've had a wonderful time. I've met a great bunch of people on the workshop we were on with all the photographers from all around the world. They were absolutely cracking photographers, and it was just great to watch them work and learn some tips and tricks and learn some stuff from them. And then obviously Gavin Hardcastle and Amanda were just fantastic hosts and brilliant at just guiding us and advising us and bringing us to locations, and they've done so much work and drove us to get up early and to travel along this distance to see all the wonderful, wonderful locations Iceland has to offer. So I'm so grateful, and I've had such a wonderful time. And honest to God, guys, I can't recommend a trip like this enough. And if you're someone like myself, even a workshop like this was just fantastic. Just to give you that drive to do, you know, that little bit more than you would normally do. And yeah, and so I'm so sad to leave, but I must. And anywho, if you enjoyed the video, well, give it a like. If you have any questions, drop a comment. And if you really, really enjoyed it, well, definitely consider a sub. And until the next one, which will be back in Ireland in the next week or two, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.